PFL week 2, round 1. Let's go. Coming off of a big week in PFL. I don't say this very lightly. Jim is the best PFL handicapper on the planet. Ian Parker,
Why, thank you.
You're 1B. And we love Ian Parker.
Love you, Ian.
If we could get Ian Parker on the show, no, please. All right, I'm going to reach out to him. I'm going to see if we can pull some strings and get Ian Parker on there.
God, I'd love to.
Because the two people that love betting on PFL the most on this planet are Jim and Ian Parker. So Jim hit 70% of his PFL plays last year, and Jim has hit 100% of his official client PFL plays this year. And happy to announce that he is retired. He's going to settle on 100% hit rate for this year. I'm just kidding. All right, we're going to talk about PFL. PFL is very, very different from UFC. If you're handicapping PFL like you handicap UFC, you are doing it wrong. That is not going to work. So, Jim, first off, to people that are new, if you're new to watching us, first off, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, leave us a comment if you got any questions about anything, ask away in the comment section. We're here to help. But Jim, describe just kind of the difference between PFL and UFC and why this is a completely different handicap than most other MMA.
It's totally different. And I hate watching people lose money betting on the PFL, betting it like UFC. And you guys, as you know, if you're watching us, we bet UFC as well, and we're damn good at UFC. But PFL takes a whole different outlook, and where people get hurt is they try to chase dogs way too much in the PFL. There is a massive talent disparity from top to bottom in every division. So originally, PFL was a playoff format. So you would get points, and that would qualify for the play. Whole different world this year. Now we have the world tournament. Everybody's seated in a bracket. It's just win and move on. However, we were just talking today. They don't go by rankings to set these brackets. The PFL picks them. So who do you think they want to win?
A lot of narratives.
Did they want Jason Jackson to win last week?
Do you mean that they ran 19 promos for him before the main event? Yeah, they wanted Jason Jackson to win last week. Pretty obvious.
You have to follow the money, and you have to follow the publicity and where they've put their money and who they've put their money, who they're leaning on. Right now, with no Talia Santos, they're pissed. They are pissed. That is a big investment they've made no dollars off of. At all. They should have just gave it to Dakota and re-signed her.
Yeah.
But that's a topic for another day. Going forward on PFL, you have to find these matchups where it's okay to parlay favorites. Do not chase dogs. In my personal opinion, it's the closely even line fights where you can get dog money. It's not. Don't take the plus 500. Okay. Yes, it's going to happen once in a while. But you got to bet this totally different than UFC, and just bet it smart.
Yeah, somebody who I very much respect said in our chat, like, you can't lay that kind of juice on favorites. You have to throw some of those rules out the window with PFL. Sometimes minus 800 looks like minus 8,000 at the end of the night. So we're going to break these fights down. Let's get right into it here, Jim. We'll blow through these. I don't know anything about this fight. It's not bettable. I don't really care. Loredana, I don't really care about that one. Do you have any thoughts on those first two?
Well, Diana's taking money. Now, Diana, I have questions about how serious her career is. She has a lot going on.
Now, why would you say that based on her profile picture, Jim?
And her Instagram and her past history as model and all this other stuff. So, Loredana is a pretty hyped up prospect. She is very wild. She swings from the hip. This should be an exciting fight. I'm very interested in this fight. If Alora swings to a pretty good underdog because money's going Diana's way, I would be interested. I think with this fight, you just kind of have to roll with the dog money and hold your nose. But I am not betting this fight. These first two fights of the night are a total pass for me from a betting perspective.
Let's move on to some actionable info. Let's talk Jena Bishop, who we know, and Watanabe. This one is one of those where I gotta be honest, Jim. I kind of like the dog a little bit. Can you talk me off of it? Let's break down Jena Bishop and Watanabe because I think this fight is pretty much on the ground the entire time.
So this is, I think it's got to be on the ground. Now watch it end up being a striking battle, but honestly, if it's
We've
a
seen it
striking
happen.
battle,
Yeah.
I got to give Jenna Bishop her flowers. Her striking for being a jiu-jitsu player that she is not that bad. And she is tough as nails.
Yeah, look who her 2 losses are.
I mean, come on, right?
Yeah.
The
Split.
Dakota fight, we knew it was coming. The Talia Santos sparring match, that was comical. That one. It's Jenna's submissions against Watanabe's wrestling. Now, Jena is a legitimate world champion jiu-jitsu player. And I get why everybody's picking her because we just saw Liz pull off the armbar against Watanabe. We've seen her make mental errors in the cage. Now, Jenna's 39. But is she a torn up 39? No, because she did jiu-jitsu most of her career. So she looks fresh to me. Now, I like Bishop in the spot. You're right. I hate the fact that she's a favorite. If she was a dog, I'd be all over betting Bishop. I can't talk you off it, man. I think that this is one that could really trip people up the beginning of the night, and it's going to be Watanabe by decision at dog money, and it's just going to kill the parlays right out the gate here with Bishop as the favorite. She doesn't look like that anymore, by the way.
No. Okay. Watanabe has this really weird ground game, and it threw Liz Carmouche threw her for a loop. Watanabe was winning this fight against Carmouche. Carmouche got the armbar late, but Carmouche is an absolute beast. She gets winning against Shin Young, against Veta. She's so squirrely on the ground that it's almost like you can't prepare for it because she doesn't do like the traditional moves, the traditional defense, the traditional offense. And I wonder if that's going to really play into her hands with Jenna Bishop, who, look at her, like you said, look at her grappling. Well, what if she's fighting Watanabe who's just not doing what she expects her to do? Like Bishop was like, well, you should move over into this position. And Watanabe's like, no, I'm just going to randomly grab your calf for no reason other than just to try and throw you off. I think Watanabe's really, really tricky. She's active. She does have really good cardio. She's not going to be tired at the end of 3 rounds. I would take the dog money on this one. That being said, I have not pulled the trigger. So maybe I'm talking a bigger game than my wallet says, but I'm not laying money on Jenna Bishop in this one, Jim. And I think that says a lot that I'm not taking a favorite.
It'd have to be Jenna at plus money for me.
Yeah. All right, we move on to Matheus, Mattos, and Jake Hadley. Can you also talk about how different the PFL roster is now these days? This is insane. Why is Jake Hadley fighting in PFL?
Big changeover. I mean, the purchase of Bellator, releasing all of these fighters. I can't believe they couldn't get deals done with some of these big stars from Bellator. And I think the problem is that these guys want to fight, and they just are, stubborn on doing it a world tournament or a tournament bracket or a playoff format, and they just want more fights. Look, Jake Hadley is a cast off from UFC. We've got a lot of these guys coming in this season that you're going to recognize, and a lot of names you've never heard of whatsoever. The big hitters, the heavy hitters of the past 5 years are gone in the PFL.
Yeah.
A lot of them are just going to do one-off fights. There's no Dakota Ditcheva. There's no Rena Ferreira. Antti D'Elia is doing dirty boxing somewhere or something. He's doing something else.
Yeah,
a lot of new names.
He went to like this like regional scene in like Kazakhstan or something.
Yeah,
I mean, like something weird like that.
God only knows.
Yeah.
So we got a new crop of fighters coming.
The prize is half.
Oh, right? This year, yeah. So the winner only gets $500K. They don't get $1 million. Now, I guess when you put 6 tournaments on, it's kind of tough to give away the $6 million, but they're getting a little stingy with the prize money. I think that's why a lot of people didn't want to be involved in it. But Jake does, because Jake needs a job. Just got cut from UFC.
Legendary asshole. Like legendarily asshole to everybody.
Yeah. So they pick him up. He's a UFC cast-off. Now let's look at the track record of UFC cast-offs in the PFL. It's not good. By any means. Shane Burgos, Tyler Santos, just useless. A lot of money
Impa's
and a
the
lot of
exception.
losses.
Impa's the exception, not the
Imp is
rule.
and he was like the young, like the unestablished. He didn't come in on a big contract. He earned his way in the PFL and really made his brand. Um, I don't know about Jake in this fight. If Jake can get the body work going in the wrestling, I think he could pull this off. But this fight against Matheus, they are doing him no favors. This being his first matchup in the UFC, I think this is an extremely, extremely close fight. If you have live lines, this could be a good live line to bet. Um, I think that Jake could take some damage in this fight and have that sway the judges. So no pick for me, no bet. Lean Matheus.
I'm going to lean Mattos ever so slightly. So kind of get into some X's and O's. We did some, PFL, bigger picture stuff. Mattos, pretty good striker. I liked him. His last fight was against Kasumov, who I'm going to get to in a bit. But Kasumov can wrestle and take him down and hold him there. And that's what Kasumov should have done because Mattos can strike pretty good. I know he's, got credited for a rear naked choke, but make no mistake, the striking was there. He gets a finish against CJ Hamilton, loses to Magomed. Again, the wrestling. So what's Jake Hadley going to do in this? I'm a little... What happens with Jake Hadley? Did he get a wake-up call? Is this a reset, like refreshed Jake Hadley?
I sure hope he woke up after losing to Cameron Smotherman.
That's the thing. He's good. He beat Colin Loughran,
Yeah.
who's a real fighter. Like, we've seen Hadley. You can do it, man. Like, so can you put it together? So if you're betting on Jake Hadley, you're betting on that. He can put it together, and he can, work out something. If I was coaching Jake Hadley, it was like, we're going to use the striking to set up the feints in the wrestling, and we're going to test that out because this guy just lost to a wrestler. That's where he's beatable, and he's got good striking. Does Hadley do it? I'm going to lean no. I'm going to lean that he's just the same old Jake Hadley that lost to Cameron Smotherman. Yeah. So I'll take Mattos as well. Super confident play? Not really, but great live bet opportunity if you see. And my live bet, I would hope that Hadley comes out and is like looks like completely like new guy, like ready to take his career serious, because there's been questions about that. So Juliana Velasquez, man, bummer. Man, worst free agent signing.
At least Shane Burgos fought and lost.
Tyler Santos, man. PFL went out of their way to get it. Now she's out of this tournament. She got her ass kicked against Dakota Ditcheva, who PFL already had their hands on, and now they got all this money with Tyler Santos. So Juliana Velasquez falls. Jim, she goes from the main event to the prelims because she takes on Shakalova. I thought Velasquez was going to get absolutely torched by Santos, but now she's probably going to win. What do you think?
Yeah, this is pretty cut and dry. It's a real shame for Shakalova. Now, I'm sure Shakalova doesn't look at it like a real shame because she's in the tournament now. So her fight was going to be an alternate fight. Whoever won that was going to be the alternate. So now she's in the tournament. That's all well and good. Unfortunately, she's got to fight Juliana Velasquez now. So going from Sarah Orozco,
the killer queen,
who I thought she was going to win, that was going to be a pick, just so everyone knows. She was going to wrestle her. Now she's got to go against Velasquez. Now, her path to victory is the wrestling. Velasquez, the way she loses is the wrestling. But this is two total different ends of the spectrum. And I know Velasquez is no spring chicken, but she's seen the wrestling of Liz Carmouche, okay? She's seen the wrestling of all these other women. Even Lisa Malden, not great like she is. She's not. But she's been able to go to the ground with them. And Shakalova just doesn't have the same experience level. I think this is a veteran performance. I don't expect Shakalova to be there in rounds 2 and round 3 when those tough downs are getting stuffed and she's getting shucked off. So I think Juliana Velasquez went from a bet against to a very large bet on at this point. So I am on Velasquez.
I'm with you. I have nothing else to add to that. We'll move on to Kasumov and Justin Wetzell. I have a strong opinion on this one.
Go right ahead.
Oh, you want me to go first?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So the time code's in. Justin Wetzell wants to wrestle, and he wants to get it to the ground. And that's all fine and good when you're fighting Brandon Lewis in the United Fight League and Renzo Martinez and Beksad Uzmanov. But he's not. He's fighting Kasumov, who likes to wrestle as well, except he's way better at it. And then, just to top it all off, Kasumov is way better at striking. Wetzell's striking is awful. It's non-existent. It's Bryce Mitchell-esque, if I could compare that, to the UFC, where it's like, God, it's all wrestling. Wetzell will have absolutely no striking that will scare Kasumov in the slightest. And if Wetzell even remotely thinks about getting into the ground and does get to the ground, he's in Kasumov's world. I love Kasumov to dog walk this guy. No matter where this fight is taking place, Kasumov is the better fighter. I don't even think it's competitive. I know it's not competitive in the striking. And what's crazy is Kasumov, this is a guy that against most opponents, he's going to want to wrestle. I think he's better off keeping this on the feet. His striking is that much better that he doesn't even have to rely on the wrestling. But if he wants to strike and then it's like, I'm not having that much fun, or it's not going as good as I think it is, I'll just take the wrestler down. What did we see from Braga against the supposed great grappler in PFL? And what does this go to, Jim? Your point about the discrepancy in talent. So it's Kasumov all day. I love this one. This is my favorite parlay piece on the PFL card.
I don't have anything to add. You nailed it. You nailed it. He should work him. He should work. It's just one of those where you say, however Kasumov wants it. If he wants 3 rounds, he can get 3 rounds. If he wants to end this, he's going to have an opportunity to.
Let's move on to Francesco Nuzzi and Mando Gutierrez. I know where I stand on this fight. Where do you stand on this fight?
Well, I can tell you this. This you want to be in your seat for, because this is going to be a comical fight. You are going to laugh. Do me a favor. Don't bet on this fight. Just enjoy it for what it is. Right?
Amen.
What was our UFC fight?
You work too hard for your money to bet on this fight.
Exactly. These guys are both bad. They're both bad. Oh, it was the Cortavius Ramius fight. Right? We're like, this is the best fight of the night. It's the sloppiest. They're losing position. Both guys are getting punched in the face. Both guys are getting reversed. You're going to see all of that in this fight. It's going to be a mess from start to finish. It's going to be super entertaining. I don't have opinion on a time. I just want to sit back and watch this. I haven't seen anything from either guy to say that they're a specialist in anything. We watched Gutierrez lose on Contender Series, okay? And then he made his way over here, to the PFL. These guys are going to be funny, man. They're going to be funny. So sit back and enjoy this one. Look at these guys that we have that he fought.
Well, I'm going to jump in here, Jim.
Go right ahead.
Losing to Raul Rosas is not that big of a, like Raul Rosas is great, right?
Mm-hmm.
Raul Rosas was 17 years old.
Correct.
He needed a parent's signed permission slip as if it was a field trip in the 4th grade. His parents needed to sign off for him to able to fight on Contender Series. And Mando Gutierrez lost to a child.
Correct.
A child. If Mando Gutierrez would have hit Raul Rosas in public, he would have been charged with child abuse. But he hit him in the cage and he lost. So there's that. We saw him on The Ultimate Fighter once. You know why? Because Cody Gibson nuked him.
But before that, we saw him at WXC 88 Flint Vehicle
City. Yes. We saw him on Fury Challenger Series where Cameron Smotherman nuked him. He beat the legendary Eric Vo. Let's take a look at Eric Vo's record here. Yeah, not a lot of wins on that one. There was a back injury involved. And then I watched this fight against Shoji Goto, and it was laughable. It was awful. Now, if you're sitting there and you're like, you know what? I would really like to bet on a fighter that quits. Nuzzi is your guy. So Nuzzi nuked this Nezhad guy, but before this, he was getting murdered. I will repeat that he was getting murdered by this Benkasi, who was 20-7, and now he's 24-9. The Nuzzi's face is all beat up and bloodied because like brushes the eye, and Nuzzi goes down like he was hit with a folding chair, like in wrestling. He just, oh no, couldn't continue. Absolute quit. So before that, remember Bernardo Sapai? We know Bernardo, but that was 2021. This guy has absolutely no defense whatsoever when it comes to takedowns. He's a striker only, and if striking isn't going his way, he has no backup plan. Mando's horrific with striking. Nuzzi's good at striking. Nuzzi's horrific at takedown and wrestling. Mando's mediocre at it. This fight is going to suck. Just like do what Jim said. Enjoy an adult beverage while you're watching this one, and do not put a penny on either one of these guys. Not one penny. All right, we'll move on to Liz Carmouche and Joanne. I can't stress enough how bad those guys are.
I know.
They're that bad.
And
all right.
I just said to you before the show started, I said, I've been trying to figure out a way to make money in this fight, and it's just not worth it. I can't figure it out. I'm out.
No. Bet against the Charlotte Hornets at -2,000. It's easier. I owed you and Corbin an apology. I was worried about Liz Carmouche in this fight. Now I'm not. Walk us through this one.
Yeah, we were saying, Andy, we really need you to just look at this fight. And he's like, I don't know. Liz is all. It took 3 minutes of watching.
Well, so I went and I looked at Liz, and I'm like, okay, she lost to Santos, and she almost lost to Watanabe. And then I went to Joanne, and I immediately was like, I'm sorry. I apologize. Yeah.
Look, she got the win against Shanna Young. Part-time truck driver, Shanna Young. Okay? Shanna Young fought like a dope in that fight. She had the fight to win. She looked horrible. She didn't look like the Shanna Young that we even saw the fight before that. Just looked really, really, really bad. She tapped so fast to Tyler Santos. If you go back and watch that Tyler Santos fight, that choke is just like, she's got me. I'm done. Right? Jenna Bishop, same thing. Round 1. Losing to Bruna Ellen. Bruna Ellen's a mediocre fighter. How she beat Denise Keyholtz, I'll never know. I don't know what happened in that one. I have to go back and watch that. But the bottom line is she's got good striking. She has no ground game at all. None, zero, nada. And if you look at Liz isn't getting the knockout anymore. Liz's game has become wrestle, 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 wrestle. She has realized that she is older and that she is stronger, and she just wrestles and takedowns. It's that simple. The second that this fight hits the mat, it is over for Joanne. It's over. I'm even going to predict a submission. It's going to be an arm triangle choke by Liz Carmouche. She's going to get on top, lock up the arm triangle, and Joanna's going to tap because she doesn't know how to escape it. This is Liz all day. We will have a spot this season to fade Liz. It is not round 1. Not round 1.
I looked at when I turned on the last Joanne fight and I saw the striking, I was like, all right, this is over. So we move on to the main event. Guys, listen, PFL been a cash cow. Jim hit 70% of his bets last year. Take advantage of our 7-day pass. You get a 5% PFL play, a 5% UFC play, and all of our Masters plays, as well as NBA, NHL, any other sports that we have over the next 7 days. It's too important to not take advantage of this. We are up 21 units in the last 7 days. We're number 1 over the last 2 years, and we're cashing in sports like cricket. We have a new league which starts on Friday. We're on a 46-19 run in NBA. We're number 1 in MMA profits in 2025, and we're coming off of a best bet winner in PFL last week. So take advantage of this. It's an instant discount down to $69. That's 30% off. 1 5% play is $35. One. We have 2 of them up. So you might as well get a 7-day pass to get all of these plays in. And Jim, I'm really proud of the way we've done MMA this year, right? Like this has just been a
It's been
dream.
great. We've been so locked in with MMA as far as being on the same page and really sticking to the strategies that we spoke about. If you have a minute and you scroll down through the channel, you'll get to our beginning of the year goals that we said, and we're sticking to them. And I believe we've done a really good job remembering that, and the profits have shown. The biggest thing that we've been proud of in MMA is it has not been a roller coaster. It has just been even keel. What do you always say? Profit, wealth by 1,000 paper cuts. We're
Wealth
just
by a
every
thousand
week trying
paper
to be
cuts.
profitable in MMA. We can be profitable every week in MMA for the year. We're going to be really happy at the end. We'll have our ups and downs, but we've done a really good job projecting units, and we haven't been shy going hard on these plays that we love, and we love 2 of them this week. So
8-1, 8-1 in 5% plays in 2025. We fired off 9 5% plays and we've won 8 of them, and you're going to get 2 of them this week. So take advantage of that. WT.buzz, just go to wagertalk.com, click on Andy Lang's profile picture, and you'll be able to get all those plays. These are plays that we bet with our own money. So you bet something with us, we're right there lockstep with you. So if it affects your bankroll, it affects our bankroll as well. Take advantage of that. Let's get to the main event. Leandro Higo and Josh Rettinghouse. I'll let you go first. How do you see this fight going down?
what a wild turn, right? Now this is the main event.
Yeah, it was the main event. Then it wasn't the main event. Now it is the main event.
Rettinghouse is coming in here on short notice. First of all, you're going to
Josh
hear
Rettinghouse is in a main event. Jim, say that out loud.
Hey, let the man live his dream. He's main eventing. Now it's going to be a short dream. I don't think it's going to be a very long dream.
I would like to just jump in here and say real quick.
Go right ahead.
When I made the thumbnail for this video, PFL still doesn't have official pictures for him. I had to find pictures.
Oh, yeah, they give you the blackout silhouette, right?
Yeah, no. Yeah. I had to go and do some cutting and pasting and do all that stuff. That's how little that we know about Josh Rettinghouse is PFL does not have a picture up officially for the guy in their main event. All right, Rettinghouse, 35 years old.
So first of all, he's 35 years old and nobody knows about him. So that tells you all you need to know right there.
It's a problem.
Okay, that's one thing that we look at with PFL is these guys that we know nothing about, and they're in their mid-30s, making their debut for an organization. We take that the same as UFC, right? Dana's not looking for 30-year-olds. Well, neither is Ray Sefu. Look, he's getting thrown to the wolves in this. I don't see anywhere where he can beat Higo. Higo's not a spring chicken by any means, but way better strength of competition. I mean, for God, Rettinghouse last fight was 1-4. Last fighter was 1-4. And now you're stepping up against Leandro Higo. 1-4.
Look at this guy.
Solomon
This
Jones.
is the last guy that Josh Rettinghouse beat.
I don't understand the debate on this fight this week. I've heard people say, well, he should win, but Rettinghouse is tough. You know what they say, Andy. When the first thing you say about a guy is they're tough, I'll take the other fighter. I will take Higo in this spot. Higo is in the tournament, full camp, ready to rock. He should absolutely run through Rettinghouse in this spot. I don't see him surviving.
Yeah, so he beat a guy that's 1-4. He lucked out, beat a guy in FAC, and then he beat the dream catcher, Charon Spain. I'll let you take a gander at this guy's record and see if this guy's any good. Probably not. Yeah, Leandro Higo, really good striking. I wish he was a little bit more high volume, but the good news is if you think Higo's not high volume, you should see Rettinghouse, who throws basically nothing. Rettinghouse will try and wrestle a little bit. It's just not going to be enough. It's going to be a massive, massive disparity in talent. If you are a replacement fighter in UFC, you are at least on their radar. They know who you are. Like when it's like, so-and-so dropped out. We're bringing in so-and-so from LFA or from Cage Warriors. And if you are a last-second replacement fighter on PFL,
I'm glad you're bringing this up.
They're scraping the bottom of the barrel because there was nobody ready to sign Josh Rettinghouse. PFL didn't want Josh Rettinghouse. They needed him because of a last-second replacement fighter. So I'm sure Josh is a really nice guy. 20-5, good record. He's going to get walked in this one.
Mhm.
That's my opinion.
I agree.
Yeah.
These situations are the one you dream about with PFL. Okay, we're gonna get a lot of them going forward the rest of the year. We were both under the weather last week. Couldn't do our video. We needed some rest and recoup. But just to fill everybody in with this year, these are the spots you want to look for in this tournament. There's going to be a lot of replacement fighters. You're going to see people that lose that are going to come back into this tournament, and if they're coming in off of a knockout, it's a gold mine. It is a gold mine.
Absolutely.
So keep your eye out for fights like this the rest of the season.
Absolutely. All right. Jim and I are going to get going here. Check out the UFC breakdown video. 2 5% plays. We're coming off of a best bet win in PFL, coming off a 4% win in UFC. Number 1 in MMA handicapping on wagertalk.com. So take advantage of that 7-day pass, wt.buzz/AL. And we will be live for UFC on the Winning in the Shadows YouTube channel. Good luck on your place, and we'll see everyone later.
Good luck, guys.